Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul the Nitro Skywars. Welcome to this edition of the Delaware Pro Wrestling Report. Glad that you could join us today. We got ourselves a great show. We'll look at some ECWA action and then some UWA results as well, also from 302 Pro Wrestling. And we'll talk about briefly tomorrow night's event for DCW's Night of No Limits. And we'll have the answer to your trivia questions. So without any from last month's Nitro Corner. So without any further ado, let's begin. We begin with the ECWA. They had their recent event, Raising the Bar, in Wildwood, New Jersey. Here are the results of it. ECWA heavyweight title match. Sean Carr and Papadon wrestled to a draw. In the tag team title match, the Sons of Brooklyn defeated Team PCA to become the new ECWA tag team champions. Bobby Shields was the guest referee. ECWA ladies title, Deonna Purrazzo defeated Vanity to keep her title. Mid-Atlantic title match, Azrael defeated the Heart Killer, Chris Wilde. Napalm Bomb and Zach Connor went to a no contest. And Eric Martin and Tyler Stone beat Mr. Ooh La La and Kid USA. Now, those are the results for the most recent card at their Recreation Center in Wildwood, New Jersey. Two events coming up for the ECWA. First, in Springfield, Pennsylvania, it'll be their Fire and Ice event. It'll be held on June 18th. And then the next major card for the ECWA will be Summer Splash 2 on July 23rd. For more information, go to ecwawrestling.com. Moving on to the UWA, they had their big event, Boiling Point, at they're having their next event, of course, Boiling Point, It'll be held on July 9th at 6 p.m. at the Milford Community Center on Northeast Front Street in Milford, Delaware. Scheduled to appear that night, UWA Heavyweight Champion Kindred Kamari, Jai Cole, Stan Styles, Brute Force, Blackjack Drolix, Paperman Chuck Lennox, and others. That will be July 9th, 6 p.m. is the start time at the Milford Community Center on Northeast Front Street. For more information about that, go to facebook.com/UWA. Now, moving on to 302 Pro Wrestling, they had their latest event at the Delaware Auto Exchange. Here are some of the results for that. Ty Awesome won a 6-man cruiserweight scramble. Kindred Kamari defeated Muddy Waters. Casey Carlisle defeated Cabby Kilbert. Greg Excellent defeated Alex Jones, Joe Gacy, and Simon Rhyme in a fatal 4-way. Eric Chappelle defeated Lewis Rich and Kiko in a triple threat match. And Robbie E. defeated Franco Varga. Muddy Waters defeated P.J. Parker. Pretty Ugly defeated the Dub Boys and Riot City's Most Wanted in a triple threat match to become the very first ever 302 Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them. Joe Kerr defeated Sonny Deeds by disqualification. And in the main event, the Funky White Boy defeated Travis Banks to retain the Kane Construction 302 Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title. Now, they haven't made an exact announcement yet about their next card, but I will assume that their next event will happen sometime in July. Stay tuned for more information. And for more information, of course, go to facebook.com/302 Pro Wrestling. Now, DCW. Tomorrow night at the Milford Community Center on Northeast Front Street, DCW presents Night of No Limits. 7:30 will be the bell time. The main event for the DCW title, the Heart Killer, Chris Wilde defends against Damian Adams. That will be tomorrow night, June 11th, 7:30 is the bell time at the Milford Community Center on Northeast Front Street in Milford. And now that we got all that out of the way, let's go to trivia time. The answers to our trivia time questions from the Nitro Corner last month. So let's get right into it. The first question I asked was, true or false, The first mega card in pro wrestling was the Super Bowl of Wrestling in 1973 in Cleveland, Ohio. The answer is true. It happened at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, involving stars of the National Wrestling Federation and Big Time Wrestling out of the Detroit territory, as well as, I believe, the IWA as well. Those were just some of the organizations at that particular time that were involved in this, and it had 3 rings and 3 separate tournaments, believe it or not. A midget tournament, ladies tournament, and a tag team tournament, plus some other main event bouts, including Ernie Ladd battling Abdullah the Butcher to a double disqualification in one of their feature bouts. Now, the other question was, and I got this right here, in what year was Antonio Inoki recognized in the U.S. as a former WWE champion, in which he won the belt from Bob Backlund in Tokushima, Japan on November 30th, 1979, and then lost it back to Backlund unofficially on December 6th, 1979 in Tokyo, Japan? The answer, 1993. Victory Sports Wrestling had a 2-page article on that, and officially it stated in there that Antonio Inoki won that title from Bob Backlund. It explained all the controversy at that time involving then WWE President Hisashi Shima, and apparently his problems with Antonio Inoki and all that political BS, and that's why this was as controversial as it is. And then in 1993, it was finally recognized that Antonio Inoki was a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion back in 1979. And that's the answers to your Trivia Time questions. I'll have 2 more trivia questions on the next edition of the Nitro Corner, which will take place on June 25th. Well, that's it for this edition of the Delaware Pro Wrestling Report. We thank you so very much for joining us. Our next show will be on July 9th. July 9th will be the next time we'll catch you up on everything that's pro wrestling here in the state of Delaware. Until then, I'm Paul the Nitro Scover saying, so long, everybody.